Well, in just a few hours, Kevin Rudd will arrive back in the country and Labor's bloody, bizarre leadership battle will enter a new phase. Head-to-head confrontation between the Prime Minister and her challenger. With each side questioning the other's loyalty and trustworthiness, the eventual winner may end up presiding over a party beyond repair. Political correspondent Tom Ingleton reports from Canberra.
The leadership contest claimed its first casualty.
Get off! Come forward! Come forward!
The cameraman, swept up in the intensity of the battle, got too close to Julia Gillard's motorcade. Damage to Labor reputations mightn't be as easy to heal.
Well, the 2010 election was sabotage. We went into that election in very difficult circumstances as a result of the months of paralysis and chaos under Mr Rudd's leadership.
Kevin Rudd had contempt for the Cabinet, contempt for the Cabinet members, contempt for the caucus, contempt for the Parliament. And ultimately what brought him down a year or two ago was the Australian public worked out that he had contempt for them as well.
It is not acceptable for some members of our caucus to go behind the backs of Cabinet members, behind the backs of caucus colleagues, and to encourage campaigns against other caucus colleagues.
Kevin Rudd's opponents say they're being driven by his long-running guerrilla campaign against the Prime Minister, but it's Mr Rudd now claiming the high moral ground.
I do not believe that these sorts of vicious personal attacks have a place in our national political life. We all have a responsibility to preserve the fabric of decency in our national political institutions.
Kevin Rudd led the Labor Party to victory in 2007 in very difficult circumstances. He's a former party leader and he deserves to have his legacy respected.
Mr Rudd chose his words to attack Julia Gillard more carefully, but they were designed to have much the same effect.
This question of the future of the leadership of our party and our country is not about personality. It's about trust. It's also about policy. Experience and competence and discipline will be needed in terms of our national economic management.
But Julia Gillard says Mr Rudd's achievements were due as much to her, and she was forced to move against him when he refused to change his management style.
I was doing everything I could as Deputy Prime Minister to get the government functioning, and I'm not.
How do people believe you?
Well, I've just told you the truth.
That will resonate with many in caucus when they come to vote on Monday, but so too will Mr Rudd's central pitch.
I do not believe that Prime Minister Gillard can lead the Australian Labor Party to success in the next election. That is a deep belief. I believe it's also a view shared right across the Australian community.
I believe I can lead Labor to that victory, provided that the Labor Party unites and we get on with the job. But I also want to be very clear about this. Government is about more than electioneering.
And I think we need to get out of this idea that Kevin is a messiah who will deliver an election back to us. That is just, I think, fanciful.
While the Prime Minister deployed her cabinet loyalists in tactical strikes against Mr Rudd,
I'm immensely proud of him.
He in turn turned to his most loyal ally.
The Australian people are sick of seeing this kind of undermining and negative backgrounding about him, and that's just gone on and on. I have seen some of the things that have been said in the last 24 hours, and I guess I'd say that I actually know what the truth is. I think the Australian people know what the truth is.
The Rudds are appealing to Labor supporters to send messages of support for the former Prime Minister to their local branches.
What ordinary people tell me is that they trust Kevin and they respect him.
Julia Gillard's support in the ministry is solid, with some exceptions.
I will vote for Kevin Rudd as the Prime Minister of Australia.
I most certainly will be supporting Kevin Rudd.
I'm not going to be intimidated. There's been all sorts of threats made.
Mr Rudd's best chance on Monday is to win over the backbench.
I don't know if he's got 40 votes or whether he's got 140.
Many are continuing to hedge their bets in public.
Have you made a decision about which way you will vote?
No, I usually support the leader, and that's my intention at this stage, and I wouldn't see any reason why not to. But I'll talk to people and take counsel.
The best decision would be a Prime Minister who can win an election
against Mr Abbott.
Julia Gillard's second media appearance today was with two backbench supporters of her own.
Yep, you've got to do that, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
The Prime Minister's doing her utmost to project an image of a leader getting on with the job.
There must be a trick to it.
With the backing of a loyal caucus.
Thank you. Monday morning. See you Monday.
But from tomorrow, the Prime Minister's media advantage disappears. The long-distance war that's been raging over the Pacific will give way to close-quarters combat tomorrow when Kevin Rudd arrives back in his hometown of Brisbane. Even the Prime Minister acknowledged today he's a formidable campaigner. He'll no doubt take full advantage of the media frenzy that will greet his arrival. Tom Eagleton, Lateline.